Hello, Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with Viswanathaswami. Viswanathaswami was a symbol of utter simplicity, and that is why I refer to him as the Superman of simplicity. When I was young, many visitors who were emotionally upset or mentally imbalanced would come to the ashram. I did not know how to handle them. Vishwanatha Swami would volunteer to take care of them. On many occasions, he would take them individually up the hill, around it, or to the temple, talking to them softly and seeing that their problems dissolve. His perfect way of imparting the nature of truth was by making them experience and transcend the limitations of mind and body. I had just read the Bible and I was talking to a friend about it. I did not like the story of Moses where he touched a rock with his staff and water flowed out from the middle of the rock. I said, at least they could have written that Moses touched the ground and then water flowed out. How can water come out of a rock? As I was saying this, a hand took hold of my arm. It was Viswanatha Swami. He led me straight to Kanda Ashramam, put my hand between two rocks, and made me feel the natural spring oozing out from there. Then he said, Bhagavan brought me here, put my hand beneath the rocks, and showed me the water. Bhagavan touched this rock, and this water flows perennially. He solemnly added, never doubt a sage's statement or actions. How can you doubt that Moses was not endowed with that grace by God to bring water from that rock? Be careful, Ganesan. This corrected my spiritual thinking because he brought my mind back to the heart. If you again go to the mind, the intellect, you will continue to doubt how water can come out of a rock. Even now, if you go to Kanda Ashramam, though it has been hidden, you can put your hand and feel the spring coming right from the bottom of the rock and not from the sand. Moreover, below it lies another flat rock. Arthur Osborne managed the journal The Mountain Path single-handedly for 6 years. I was the managing editor when he suddenly passed away in 1970. I did not know what to do. Mrs. Osborne came forward saying, Ganesan, do not worry, I will take it over. For 2 years, she shouldered that responsibility. However, because of ill health and other problems, she begged me to find someone better equipped to handle the responsibility. She brought bundles of unedited articles and put them on my table. I was completely perplexed. The next day, Vishwanatha Swami walked into my office and beckoned me. He spoke very sparingly. He took me to the forest behind the ashramam, brought me back, and then took me to his room. He smiled at me and said, Bhagavan has instructed me to help you. I will take over the editorship. Honestly, Ganesan, I do not know the subtle art of editing, but it should not bother you. I will learn it. Send all those unedited articles to Professor K. Swaminathan, who is an expert editor. He edits with red ink. When the edited articles come in, I will study them and learn. Being a realized person, he picked it up in no time at all. Professor Swaminathan, himself the editor of a leading newspaper in India, said, Vishwanathan Swami's editing is remarkable. Coming to stay permanently in the ashram at a very young age gave me the advantage of staying in close contact with the old devotees. Their proximity gained for me the unseen spiritual benefit of affecting in me true all-round maturity. I could earn their wealth of jnana very easily by just serving them. How true is the scriptural declaration, through service to Mahatmas, A seeker gains spiritual benefits which cannot be got by study of scriptures or by any other discipline. The greater reward that I got through such proximity was the possibility of my persuading them to write their reminiscences. Though I could not succeed in this with Viswanathaswami, I was immensely satisfied that I could persuade him to translate talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi into Tamil. One solid reason for my strong pleadings with him was that Sri Bhagavan had himself made Viswanathaswami translate most of the Sanskrit texts selected by him into Tamil. This was how, in the 1970s, the first volume of Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi was first brought out in Tamil as Bhagavat Vachan Amrutham. It was an instant success. After some time, the comprehensive volume 2 was published. The special feature of this book is that seekers could actually read the direct Tamil words used by Sri Bhagavan. In 1979, both Viswanathaswami and I planned that for Bhagavan's birth centenary in 1980, we needed to work together and bring out issues dealing exclusively with the direct teachings of Bhagavan. Unfortunately, Viswanathaswami had a sunstroke. He came to my office and said, "I am ill. Come to my room." I followed him into his room, where his behavior was alarmingly abnormal. He kept standing and sitting restlessly, like a clockwork toy. I was shocked and upset, not knowing what to do. "Do not pay attention to my body. I am inwardly in a blissful state. Attend to the inward state of mind," he counseled. "Give a telegram to my brother. I will not give you trouble to nurse me for long. The second day I will drop my body. Bury me in the simplest way. I want no rituals, but come in the evening at 4. I have a message for you." I went at the appointed time. In that seemingly restless state of standing and sitting, he again told me, "Do not pay attention to the body. Listen to what I am saying. This is Viswanatha Swami's message, and it has been guiding me very powerfully. The body is affected, perhaps the mind also, but the spirit, the heart, is unaffected, and the heart is speaking through me. Though there is so much of confusion, turbulence, and misery in manifestation, all of that belongs to the realm of the mind only. The ignorant mind split as object and subject. All experiences of life are related to the experiencer, who is nothing but a shadow, having no intrinsic reality of his own. The reality in every person is the ultimate pure existence, which is the pure state of I am, the awareness absolute, which does not split into subject and object. It is the only thing that matters. If the ego and all its experiences are dismissed as passing shadows, the ever present ultimate reality alone will be self evident. If one even intellectually is convinced of this truth, one will gain detachment and mental peace. We should now and then stop for a while, stand aloof, and experience this immutable and immaculate awareness, absolute, the still I am, which alone matters, which alone is, despite the manifestation of endless variety of experiences. The Buddha, Jesus Christ, Adi Shankara, and Bhagavan Ramana are a few standing monuments affirming the reality which is our very own being. The very sight of these pillars of light reminds us of this reality and brings us the peace that passes the mind's understanding. Only the finite mind, the me, has to be relinquished to merge and dissolve in the ever present, infinite reality of I am. I bless you, Ganesan. I prostrated before him, one of the devotees who came to Arunachala to support and spread Bhagavan's message of sharing the experience of I am throughout humanity. It is not enough if we just read some books and get convinced intellectually by the statements in them. We must experience these teachings as states of one's own inner peace and stillness. Let us pay homage to Viswanathaswami by remembering a few verses from his Sri Ramana Ashtotram glorifying Sri Bhagavan. Prostrations to one who dwells ever in the self of pure awareness. Prostrations to one who is self-luminous like the sun, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Prostrations to one who is the embodiment of unbroken awareness. Prostrations to the one who is the light of awareness. Prostrations to one whose birth is for the purpose of spiritual awakening. Prostrations to the one whose advent is for giving salvation to the whole world, to enable every being to recognize itself as the eternal I am. Though the literal meaning and purpose of the above verses looks like adoring Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharishi, the true inner meaning is much more significant and important. To pursue the inner path by staying in the heart as I am. Viswanathaswami, as predicted by him, dropped his body, fully conscious and peacefully, on the second day. His samadhi inside the ashramam, close to Arunachala, is a place of serenity. The same serenity his physical presence emanated all his life, a peace-filled boulder. பாடல் 11. ஐம்புல கள்வ ரகத்தினிற் புகும் போ தகத்தினீ இலையோ வருணாச்சலா. ஐம்புலன்கள் என்னும் கள்வர் என் வீட்டில் உள்ளத்தில் புகுந்தபோது நீ வீட்டில் இல்லையோ அருணாச்சலா. When the thieves called the five senses entered my heart, were you not at home, Arunachala? That's all, folks. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupodu.